I now recognize the European Union. You have the floor, European Union.
Thank you very much, Mr. Co-Chairman, and warmest wishes to all colleagues for a happy and prosperous new year, as well as for a productive one, including on the matters that we are discussing in this framework. This has been one of the most interesting discussions we've had, and all credit should go to our keynote speakers, Juan Clos and Adriana Loba, whom we thank for their very interesting and thought-provoking and lively presentations and comments. On behalf of the EU and its member states, I'll speak on sustainable cities and human settlements and on sustainable transport. We acknowledge the opportunities and challenges posed by rapid urbanization. In 2013, a majority, 52% of the world's population is urban, and this proportion is steadily increasing. In this context, we consider sustainable cities as central to poverty eradication and sustainable development. Sustainable cities can be the hub for decent employment opportunities and for inclusive and sustainable economic growth. We support a holistic approach to urban spaces that integrates many aspects ranging from poverty reduction to management of a range of natural resources as well as interlinkages and interdependencies with their rural surroundings. This can improve quality of life for citizens and reduce impact on the global environment. We want to emphasize the following action areas. Urgent action is needed to avoid soaring levels of poverty and the increase of slum dwellers living in deprived housing conditions with lack of basic services like water, sanitation, durable housing, sufficient living area, access to education, energy, or security of tenure. Reducing the number of slum dwellers will require key investments in improved infrastructures, notably by local authorities, and also better attention to gender equality and access to reproductive health services. One of the first natural resources submitted to strong pressures is land, with the sprawl phenomenon often absorbing agricultural land. At the same time, insufficient urban public space is a major obstacle to urban development. Therefore, sustainable land use should be promoted to avoid both the problem of scarcity of public space and urban sprawl. Air pollution in cities contributes to the increasing rate of heart and respiratory disease, which calls for processes to manage and improve air quality. Inadequate waste management imposes serious negative environmental impacts within the city and the wider region. Considerable benefits can be obtained when improving waste management, managing wastes as resource, reducing waste generation, and developing reuse and recycling. Physical security and safety. Between 2002 and 2007, 60% of urban residents reported being victims of crime, with women and the young population facing particular risks. Action is needed to increase urban resilience to disasters, also caused by climatic variability. In many cities, infrastructure and energy systems, buildings, telecommunication networks, transport systems, as well as other resource supply are highly vulnerable to disasters. As part of the decentralization process underway in many countries, the political role of local authorities, legally competent and primary managers of urban development, has to be strengthened. Urban planning needs to be undertaken with the needs of citizens as a central priority. Hence, citizens' voices need to be heard through open and transparent decision-making processes. These actions can only be achieved through pursuing an integrated approach to urban planning and governance that encourages a safe and healthy living environment and that takes into account the expected increase in urban population. In this context, we consider sustainable urban development as an important element of the post-2015 development agenda. On sustainable transport, we also consider sustainable transport as crucial for poverty eradication and sustainable development in urban and rural areas. In this regard, we want to emphasize that access to sustainable transport is central for ensuring a set of basic living standards as it contributes to food security, education, and health. The transport sector plays an important role for inclusive economic growth as it offers a large share of job opportunities. Also, a well-developed transport infrastructure is central for regional integration, in particular for improving access for landlocked countries to international markets. Public transport must be affordable, safe and secure, especially for women who often face specific threats and violence. The smooth running of journey to work or school is an important factor affecting quality of life. There is a need to work towards an environmentally friendly transport system. 1/4 of energy-related greenhouse gas emissions can be attributed to the transport sector, thus contributing to global warming and having a direct impact on human well-being, such as through high levels of air pollution. In conclusion, by doing it right, transport positively impacts on health, education and safety, fosters green economic growth and limits the growth of greenhouse gas emissions. In this regard, it is important that access to sustainable transport be adequately reflected in the post-2015 development agenda. Thank you, Mr. Co-Chairman, and as always, the full text of our statement can be found on the website.
I thank the European Union for the statement.